Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Gab Marcotti's with us. Craig has been wonderfully offering up some German.
Yes.
You know what gets me is a lot of people, it seems to me, and it seems that the German football is the worst for it. But a lot of the guys that cover the Bundesliga, they just lose their mind. It's a very generic thing to say.
I wanted to see where you're going with
They
this.
go nuts with like pronunciation and enunciation more than any other league, I think. It's like this Vanson Company thing. It should be kneecapped. You know, Florian, you can't just say Florian. And I know. And it's a bit like Bruno Fernandes. It's not.
I think you should start doing it that way.
And I know maybe in Germany they say, but we're not in Germany. Florian Wirtz. All this, it seems to be, there's something in the air with the German coverage that just drains all common sense out of some commentators and pundits. They go into it, normal people.
What about when Shaq's on the Bundesliga coverage? Is he doing it?
I'm kinda,
you're liking?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, I'm talking about on site.
Right?
On site, I'm talking about. You know, all right, I'll name them. Derek, Archie. Derek and Archie. even Robbo. Even Stuart Robson got reined in to the Van Sant Company in the Der Klassiker game last year.
But if that's how he properly pronounces his name.
Shut up, Shaq. Do you know when you go to Newcastle and do a game, or Liverpool? I don't go to Newcastle and start talking like a Geordie.
I want you to do your Geordie accent.
How was that? Yeah. How was that?
Away the lads.
Away the lads. Gab, has Craig got a point? Or has he been too pernickety?
I completely understand where he's coming from. Look, this has been going on for a long time now. I do wonder, sometimes I hear sort of native English speakers from the southeast of England, and you know they pronounce Joe Bellingham with a German accent, or Harry Kane, you know, the way a German would, Harry Kane or whatever. Like, I mean, I wonder, is this actually necessary? And as long as they stick to overpronouncing the German names, but then they broaden it out, like you said, Vincent Company. All right, okay, sure. Yeah, it's like I get it. Pronunciations can be difficult. I think there are accepted pronunciation. I mean the guy with the dreadlocks who used to manage Craig at Chelsea. When he was in Italy, we all called him Ruud Gullit because guess what? That's a G. We're not Dutch, and we pronounce the G as Gullit. When he comes to England, everybody's like, oh look, it's Ruud Gullit. I'm like, where's the H? You guys change the pronunciation to accommodate a foreign name when it comes to Ruud Gullit, but you don't do it for 99% of the other foreign players who come to this country. So I think there's a lot of inconsistency. I wish we could just agree on how to pronounce somebody. And don't get me started on Tottenham Hotspur's Italian left back, please.
Okay. All right, Craig.
I don't mind. You call me anything, and people do. But people get hung up on it, don't they? And they get upset. But it's commentators, isn't it? Commentators.
Okay. Maybe in fairness to the ones who do speak German, they're more used to saying it that way because they're speaking German regularly, those who live out there.
No, I'm not being fair to anybody. It's not just Derek.
No, okay. You know what it is? No. Look, Derek is the GOAT. I'm not talking about Derek here. There are some commentators who will speak one foreign language, say they speak French, and so they'll go out of their way to show off how good their French pronunciation is when there's a French player playing. And then they'll go and they'll mangle every single Brazilian, German, Italian, Spaniard. But hey, it's okay because I speak French. Look how well I say Maxence Lacroix, right? That really rankles.
Okay.
But that's just me.
But it's not just that. It's
Sure,
the whole.
Craig, it's
No,
far
but
more
I'm
chilled
Even
out
a question, by the way.
No, but I'm telling you, it's the whole. Even the world feed commentators on the Bundesliga. They drive me nuts. They drive me nuts.
But they are
And they're just, they're just trying to show off. It's like that's there's something. You're not German. Just pronounce it normally. Nobody cares. The only people that care are commentators. They are train spotters. They're bird watchers. That's what they do. They need to get a life. I mean, nobody really cares about it, whether it's like Vincent or Vincent, and you're like having a briefing about it before a game. Do me a favour.
Okay. I'm glad you got that off your chest.
Oh, we just want to get it right, because my 8 friends online on Twitter might have a little pop at me, all that sort of stuff. Get a grip of yourself. Give your head a wobble.
Okay. First question or first comment today. Be honest, who'd trust this face to drive you around after a major operation? You know what's coming down here?
Yes, I saw this.
Stevie Nicol taking Dan Thomas to his hospital appointment as he recovers from his transplant. There he is.
Oh, boy. Steve Nicol, who continually gets
What a lovely
lost.
guy.
Yeah. What's he doing up there anyway? He doesn't live in this area anymore.
He's been a great friend to Dan.
It seems
No,
like
I'll tell you what it is.
seems like you put your name forward for that job too.
I know. I texted him the other day. I was asking Daniel how he was the other day. Very nice. He never mentioned he wanted a ride. He did say, I'm thinking about getting a ride from a guy who's escaped from an asylum. And that's what that looks like. It looks like an escaped lunatic from one of the local asylums.
Well, you've been in the car a few times with Stevie.
Yeah,
Is it
it's a no-no. Let me tell you something, it's a no-no. He's got no patience, right? I'll tell you that for nothing, and he'll admit that. This man approaches stop signs like Formula 1 drivers approach corners. I mean, he speeds up when he's coming to them. And then he goes through 2 at Bradley Airport many years ago, goes through 2 stop signs at the main terminal, gets stopped and gets a ticket, and then complains that the officer gave him a ticket. Because he bowled straight through. So, yes, a bit like that. So he's the last man.
Okay.
Even if my appointment was 100 yards down the road and I want a ride, it ain't from him.
It's not from him. Okay, for Craig, do you still see Manchester United finishing lower than, sorry, I don't have the full, Newcastle, Tottenham and Chelsea?
Yes. Yeah, they've had a really good 3 games, obviously, after a really bad run of games. So, a lot of work to be done. Yeah, I would still say those other sides, particularly Newcastle and Chelsea, to an extent, and maybe Tottenham, although they've got a lot of injuries. But I'd still say yes, yeah.
Gab, next question comes for you from Dan's Fancy Dress Shorts. And yeah, half my questions are chopped off on the page, so I need to read from the screen. Gab, with rumours that Vini Jr could push for a move to PSG, why would PSG take a chance on a volatile talent, and do past experiences with similar players make them think twice?
Twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. I mean, it's not a knock on Vini, but he just doesn't fit what Paris Saint-Germain are trying to do right now. First of all, they already have a host of winger types, from Desiree Doué to Kvaratskhelia, to Speedy Barcola, to Dembele, who used to be a winger, lest we forget, to some of the youngsters coming through, from Mbaye to Sani Mayulu. So, is Vini better than those guys? Yeah, maybe he's better than all of them, but he's also makes a lot more money than all of them. And when you insert somebody like that into the mix, on top of that, with his history that he's had of being the sort of temperamental player he is, it's just not worth it. I think, Vini might make sense if he were to join a team where, you've got a guy who's very much a player's coach. You've got a guy who's, or a man manager, as they used to call them. Maybe a team where you've got a couple superstars. Vini would be one of them. The others work for them. They supply them the ball. That's not how Paris Saint-Germain play. It's not how they want to play. So, no, to me, it would make no sense whatsoever.
Why would you want to cry, baby, when you got a good team? Yeah, and all your questions, you haven't got them. That's why.
Now. I've got them on my email.
I mean, that's just,
What they were looking like.
And you wonder why Sebi got in that self-combustion state of mind.
However, I've managed it really well.
Yes, you've come nowhere close to it. Nowhere close, Kay, to your credit.
Next question, Craig. Have Arsenal been brilliant this season or have others underperformed?
Well, Liverpool have underperformed. Have Arsenal been brilliant? Brilliant at what?
Overall.
They've had brilliant results.
They've defended brilliantly.
They haven't played... I don't think they've played as well as we know they can yet, but they haven't had to. They've had, I think, is it 7 clean sheets now? Lost 1 goal at Newcastle in the last 7 or 8 games, whatever it was. So, brilliant results. I mean, you define brilliant. I mean, at the end of the year...
Scoring from set pieces, much...
Well, at the end of the year...
Guardiola.
Well, at the end of the season, when everything comes out in the wash, people just say, are you top of the league or not? Are you finishing second again or not? Or are you winning? They don't say, well, some might, but you're not going to sit there and discuss how brilliant they are or not. It's an end game, isn't it? And at the moment, they are getting to the end game, and pretty comfortably, it has to be said, without being brilliant. But maybe that's the balance that they are trying to achieve this year is we don't want to be the fanciest team or necessarily have to be the fanciest team, but we have the players if need be, but we're going to be a more compact, not defensive minded, but making sure we have a good shape, and you can't argue that they've had, out of all the teams we would consider the elite teams in the Premier League, their shape has been the best from the start of the season to now.
I suppose both could be true, right? That others have underperformed and Arsenal have been brilliant, really good, whatever.
I think in many ways, both things are true. Arsenal, as I say, I think Arsenal have defended brilliantly. We know they can be a good footballing team. They certainly have the players to do that. Liverpool are a shadow of certainly the team we saw last season. City continue to be a shadow of the team we saw 2 seasons ago. And I don't think anybody else is really equipped to make a run at them. So this really is Arsenal's time to lose.
Last question, Gab, for the boys. Will not signing Mark Guehi due to a $5 million difference in valuation on the same day they signed Alexander Isak for $125 million go down as the season-defining mistake for Liverpool? After all, they already had a striker, Ugo Ekitike, who is playing sensationally.
I've been saying this all season long. If things go south for Liverpool this season, and I know that they've not been good, but we still have a whole season to play. People are going to point to Mark Guehi. To go into this campaign with, Van Dijk at his age, Konate a year away from free agency, and then they're backed up by Leone, who is, is like a stick figure who's got 14 Serie A starts under his belt, and Joe Gomez. Is madness, and they had the plan for Guehi. Something happened. I think we will find out the reality of what happened. We know that one of the stories that was put out there immediately, and I'm guessing this story probably comes from somewhere around the River Mersey, that, everything was agreed, but they had to pull the plug because Glasner threatened to resign if Guehi left. Well, we know that's not the case. Oliver Glasner, the Palace manager, told us that, no, I wasn't going to resign. I just would have been really disappointed. I think it's somewhere along the line, somebody dropped the ball. You had to have a plan B in case Guehi fell through, because you needed another body at center back. God forbid something happened to one or two regulars, or they go off the boil. And you might argue that they've done just that last couple games. So that puts them in a tough spot. Isak and Ekitike, you could argue, is a hedge against the future, right? You're cornering the market on center forwards. Even if neither of these two guys is, or one of these two guys isn't stellar this season, hey, that's fine. You can get that down the road. I don't have a problem with pushing the boat out on that, but yeah, not signing a center back, that is definitely a colossal mistake. And if you're a Liverpool fan, hopefully one that they can address in January.
I wonder if the righteous anger of Craig Burley came after a Bundesliga broadcast.
Well, I don't think, volume down. I don't think it would have been such a talking point had Van Dijk and Ibrahim Konate had been playing as well as they did last year, which they have not. Now, they've changed the full-back position, so some you might say, well, that's a part of it, and I think you could argue that as well, but, you know, I don't think Marc Guéhi, although he plays left side of a back three for Palace, I don't think he's going to play left back, because they signed Milos Kerkez to do that, and he certainly doesn't play right back. So, yeah, that's, in terms of the squad, that was a big mistake, but that's not the reason why Liverpool are where they are. They are where they are because they have several players that are not playing well enough, and that was to Gab's point, that if they go off the boil, they needed somebody to bring in. The fact that they've gone off the boil is the big surprise. But yeah, in terms of recruitment, that was, you know, because I think he's a very, you know, I don't think there's many people who don't think Marc Guéhi is a very, very good player, very calm, very composed, good defender, good on the ball, very experienced now. And at that price, that would have been really, really good business. But that ship has sailed, unfortunately, to Germany, or thereabouts, I believe.
All right.
To go and see Van Son.
Van Son, I think we should get you to do some pronunciation.
This is my pitch to not get on the Bundesliga. Thank you very much.
You've been doing so
I
well
can't do
with some of
meetings.
the...
No, I can't do meetings.
We don't need to do meetings anymore.
I can't do meetings.
Yeah.
I can't do the
I
meetings.
think it would be great.
Your Bundesliga, let me just tell you,
your
your Bundesliga meetings are absolutely stupid. I can't do meetings. Just get on the air, roll on and roll off. All this sort of running order guff.
Yeah, but you just showed that you're really good at those names. Like you're saying you don't
all
like
this scripted stuff. To you, to me, to you, to me. Not for me. I'm out.
We're going to go now. Bye. Before he throws a Sebi, Bundesliga pronunciations. Thank you so much for being with us on the latest edition of Extra Time. We'll see you next time.